Hello everyone and welcome to Excite Weekly channel. So the last time we have seen how to define your custom-made functions and how to pass the parameters in them, take output, and also I missed up a critical point that you have to put the return statement to get the storable output. That means you get an output and you want to store it in a variable that can also only be done by using return statement. That's all about the custom functions that we have done last time. So today what we are going to see is all the basic functions that everybody needs to know as a beginner. And to show you that, let me just share my screen. And before that, let me, yeah. And now I think the screen is ready. Yeah. So as you can see, I have curated a list of all the functions that everybody must know. So the first is print statement. So print is actually quite the simplest one. Print actually used to uh, you can say get the output to be printed in you can say console, terminal, or anything else. So, this is the most common function that we have been using up until now. So I will not say much about this function. Also, I'm not going to execute that because I'm going to execute it one by one to get you know about how this function actually works. So we have also discussed input. So let's say if you want to take an input of a number, then what we can do is, or you can say if you want to take an input from the user, enter your name. So this is the input function that we can do, and from the input we can also going to print the thing that we have taken as an input. And if we run this statement, as you can see, we have printed the you can say welcome line, welcome to Excite Nuclear channel, and then it is asking for my name. I am just going to type my name here, and yes, everything is working just fine until now. So let me just do one thing. After every you can say the string or anything else I print, I will put a slash n to basically you can say to you can say clearly classify the things. And if I run again, so if I type my name here, yeah, that means you can say, as you can see, we can clearly see the difference between the execution. And next is the type. If I want to, you can say, check the type of a function, we can just put the type here. This has also been discussed, and so whatever the function that we have discussed, I'm not going too deep into them. I'm just going to you can say write them. So class string, then we got length. So we can also length of string. So remember one thing, len is actually a function that only takes what they say. Len is a function that can only be applied to the iterable like of a collection data type. So some of the example are actually strings and lists. So that's how you implement a length function. And when I execute that, and my name here, I get to see how many characters are there in my name. So these are the things that we have seen up until now. So next we are going to see what are integers. What is this int function, or maybe a class you can say. If I you can say use print, and before that, let me just quickly assign a variable like 2.1 is equal to 2, and also that's all. We are going to print that. So if we are printing B, what should be the output? That's just the common thing, that is 2.1. Now if I use int statement here and that put B inside it, and if you want to, you can say, see the output here. So now there is one fundamentally different thing that is going to happen. Okay, what is this? CMD net function script file program checking spelling of the line at character 1, spelling of the name or the if the path was. Okay, I believe my kernel just got. And there is even a critical problem that is happening in my kernel actually. So as you can see, what is happening here, that at first our B is defined as 2.1, but after you can say typing B into the this int uh, into what they say int class, it converts my floating point number to integer, and that is called typecasting, or you can say explicit typecasting actually. So this is how this int is actually works. Now the same way we can do one thing. We can just copy this print statement, put it here, and this time we are going to use C and convert it into floating point number and see the output. Now if I execute this, it asks for my name again. So as you can see, now the 2 is converted to 2.0. So that means this things is quite you know say useful when we are seeing what we want to do. Now we can also convert this B into string using this str function. So what it is going to do is it is going to convert that into string, and if you want to check the type of it, you can just put type here and then execute it. And let me just quickly so as you can see, now the 2.1 have converted into the class string. uh, these are the basic function actually. We can also convert anything into bool. That means, let's say if our number is b, or you can say t is equal to 1, if you try to print like t, so what it is going to return is uh, uh, so as you can see, we have typed 1 actually, but it returns 2 because at the backend 1 is stored as true and 0 is stored as false, and the vice versa. If we converted this boolean value to integer, it is going to return us 1 for true and 0 for false. So that's how it works. Now let's say if we have numbers like negative number, so n is equal to minus of 1.2. This is number that we are actually trying to print here. Now this time what I am going to do is, if we want this number to be printed as a positive number, so this can be done using absolute function. So what absolute does is it takes the number and convert it into the positive and then return us. So let's quickly run this. So as you can see, the first our number is this, but after passing it through the absolute, our number converted to the positive floating point number. In a similar way, we can also round this number. Let's say we have n1 is equal to abs of n, and we want to round this number and see what is going to be returning. So let me show you. Now our number was 1.2345678, and now this number converted to 1. Why? Because as you know, the rule of rounding a number, if the decimal point number is less than, you can say, 5, that the lesser integer will be returned. So the similar way the round function works. But there is also one thing that we can do, is that if we want to round this number to, let's say, 5 floating point numbers, 5 floating point, you can say, precision. So that can also be done by passing an extra, you can say, the number of decimal points that you want to retain. So now, as you can see, we have this number 1 point, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. But here it is 6. So that means all the rules of rounding that we have seen is actually quite working in this situation. And that's our round function. The min max. So the min, to explain you min max, let me just create a, you can say, list. Yeah. So this is the list of number, or the collection of data that we have. And if you want to get what, you can say, max of this list, we can also, you can say, I am also going to put something like here to reduce the time, and I can just maybe, okay, maybe not sorted, print sum of L. We can also, you can say, sort this list. So to sort this list, we have to first make it jumbled. So let's say if I put 3 after 5 and 6 between the 7 and 7. So this is the list that we have. So if I put L comma sorted L, if I print this, so what should we get it? So I hope this is going to be clear to everyone. Okay, so if I write my name here and print this, as you can see, from this rounding we have seen actually. Now this is the maximum number from the list that we have created, that is 8, that are working just fine. Minimum number is 1, we also getting it. Now the sum is 43. Now to verify that, you can also sum by yourself. So as you can see from here, the list is sorted, and we are going to use the sorted list to sum and check whether this number match. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 actually return to us 6, 6 plus 4 10, 10 plus 5 15, 15 and 6 is 21, 21 and 7 is 28, 28 and 7 is 35, 35 and 8 is 43. Yeah, so that means everything is working just fine, and these are the numbers. Also, I believe everyone has seen this most used function up until now, and that is range. So that's the range function actually. Now if you want to, okay, so where it is showing us the error. Sometimes it just gives us some basics error. I don't know why. Line 1. Sorry guys, my terminal is getting bad because of my laptop condition. If you've seen something, please ignore. As you can see, we get a range function here. Now we have completed the, you can say, most common in built-in functions that everyone have seen. Now we move on to the string method or function. Now to moving on to the string method and function, we are going to just take, or maybe we should create a function. And before that, let me just comment this line, these line out, because I don't want to type my name every time I execute a function. So let's say string uh, is actually, let's say, hello, my is so if I want to even say write this, I have written this string. I know some of you might getting anxiety by seeing this string. Now to reduce your anxiety, I can just use the inbuilt string methods like lower. So if I just string dot lower, so what the expected behavior is that it is going to return us the string with every you can say character in it in a lower case. Now if I execute this statement, uh, I believe A is getting used somewhere. Yeah, sorry, uh, I forgot to comment that out too. So as you can see, when I passed lower here, it returned our statement hello, my name is Shubham into every you can say word in the lowercase characters. Every character is converted to lowercase. Now in the similar way, there is also functions like, maybe I should put so if I put it here, and this time I'm going to use upper. I don't like returning my name in the lower, you can say, alphabets character. Sorry, I want to print this whole line for the upper characters. So this time we get uh, what do they say, all the uh, text character into the uppercase. Now in the similar way, there is also a title which actually capitalizes each word in the string. So to show you that, let me just use title here. So as you can see, what this title does is it actually, you can say, format our string in a way that every word first character is actually capitalizes, and the rest of else is actually getting in the lowercase, which is quite useful while we are writing blogs and posts. Now the next is strip function. So what this strip function does is, uh, if I have extra spaces in my string, so let's say if I have, let's say, 3 spaces here, 2 spaces here. So in that situation, these spaces are not useful to us. So we can do one thing. We can just put simply use a strip function and remove those extra spaces from here. And to see the effect of this removal, I am just going to, you can say, yeah, I am also going to print the string here. So as you know, as you can see actually, that my string is having extra spaces before and after the string, but after using the strip statement, my string is actually getting formatted in a way that every space is actually removed from the, you can say, string. Now we can also pass an argument character. So that's all about the string. Now we can also replace the characters from our string, and in a way, like if I want to replace hello to hello to, you can say my name. If I want to replace, you can say my face, and if I want to replace it to, you can say I I am. So if I want to do this, there is also a thing called replace we have. So as you can see, the my name is actually replaced with hello I am. Also we have, you can say m is here actually. So if you want to, you can say remove is to, and then run again, we get hello I am Shubham. So that's all. Now there is a function which is split. Now split is actually used to, or you can say divide the string into parts, or you can say we get the list of every part of a string which is divided using any literal that you pass into it. So right now I want to, you can say, break my string into the parts where there is space present. This can be done by using split function. So as you can see, we have three spaces, and the three spaces actually returns us nothing string, the empty strings three times. Then we get hello, then my, then name is Shubham, then again two spaces. And this is actually quite useful in the NLP task, natural language processing task. So this is quite to be, you can say, good. Now say if a b is equal to d, b is equal to, so you can say what if we want to join two string. In that situation, we use something like join. What this join is actually, we should do is it just joins this two string. That means if I say b dot join c, so the expected output should be like this. So as you can see, so the b and c is actually quite connected, but not in the way that we want. So why is it returning it like this? Because it takes C as an iterable. So it is going to just put iterable first, and then join B, then again iterable, then again join B. So this is quite, you can say, not effective one. But what if the C becomes like this? Then we should expect result like this again, or maybe I should just put empty string here. Yeah, this time is actually returning us some useful output. So I believe this is actually, the last output is not wrong. but it's just hard to understand what how this function is actually quite working. So that means the empty, if I put empty string and if I put space here, so it is going to join these all the element in a way like O space, N space, K space, E space, Y, and then space. So which is not what we want. And the next is finding. Let's say if we are using string here, and if I want to find like something as a name, I use name dot string dot lower to actually access the values. So as you can see, we get the index at which this name is you can say starting. So as you can see, what it return us, it returns the lowest index in which the substring is actually present. So if I put the name here and my string is where is my string? Yeah, my string is actually here. So three spaces here, and then 5, then 5, 8, then again 9, 10, 11, and 12. So that means at the 12th index, our name is actually starting. So this is how the find actually return us where the string is starting. Now, if you want to see, if you want to check whether a string is starting with something or not, that can also be done using starts with. And if I want to see m, and also let's put a lower here too. So just to be fast, it says false. Why is it says false? Because we have put space characters in our string here. Now, if I put m, if I put a space here rather than m, we get true because this matches the thing that starts with it. Now, in the similar way, we have something like ends with function, and it is going to also return us some boolean value based on the condition. So as you know, the string also contains the white spaces back of it. That's why it returns us like this. So up until now, we have seen, you can say, strings, common functions. Now we are going to moving on to the list methods. So we have, you can say, we have seen append, insert, to show you what we have done. So as you can see, we have seen return, sorry, append. We also seen how to concatenate two string. Now we will start with insert, remove, pop, sort, reverse, and count, and also indexing. So if I will just remove append from this list because we have seen it already. Now, if we want to check whether we have created a list yet, I think above, yeah, here is it. We are going to use this list. So this L is a list. Now, if you want to insert, let's say L1 to this list, 9, comma 10, comma 11. So what we can do is we can just use L1 dot insert, and at what index that you want to insert elements of L into this L1. We want to, let's say, index -2, and we want to insert a L list here. And when we try to run this, we are gonna get Sorry, it says none because we try to insert a list. But maybe if you want to, you can say insert L1 with 1. So why is it returning none, by the way? To check that, maybe the negative indexing is quite confusing it. Let's say we want to insert it at one position. Why is it not working? I don't know. Maybe it because the cache is building up. If I try to run it that again, sorry. So this should work actually. What should be the thing? I think I found the thing. That means it is returning us the it is actually adding one to list every time, but it is just that it is not returning anything. We just have to print L1 again to see the output. I'm sorry, my mistake here. So as you can see at the first index we get the output. In a similar way, if you want to remove, sorry, if you want to remove the output, uh, or you can say the one from this list again, what we can do is L1 dot remove and the value. You can say if I want to remove one and run this list, is actually again giving us a none because we again did the same mistake. And now if I try to run this, you see first we add one to this first index and then we remove the one from the list. Now let me warn you about one thing. If an element that is not present in the list and you want to try to remove it, it is going to give us some value error. Now to show you that, I am trying to uh, show you how this works actually. Let's say if you want to if you want to remove 100 which is not present in our list, so when I run this we get a value error. That means x is not as list. It says clearly says that what error actually shows us. So keep in mind that you can only remove something that is present. And when we are talking about pop, what pop actually does is, let's say x is equal to l1 dot pop and index I think -1. I want to you can say pop last index, or you can say the last second index value from the list. And if I print the l1 again and x, you get to see a new thing, and that is, so as you can see our list is 9, 10 and 11. And after I run this command, or you can say function, that is dot pop at -2 index, that means -1, -2, here at 10. So it just takes the 10, store it in the x value, and then returns us then we updates the list, and the list contains two elements now. So this can also be printed directly because it is returning us some value. So that's the key difference between pop and remove. That means pop actually extract the element from the list and then return us, while remove just simply you can say delete that element from the, you can say, container. but did not give anything else. Now, if we want to, you can say, sort the list, and our list is something like L1 is equal to 3, 2, 1, 4, 2, 6, 8, 11. Okay, let's say this is the list, and we don't want to use this that sorted function because it permanently changes the structure of the list. So what we can do is we can just simply put, we can just use this inbuilt function, the list function, and that is sort, and directly uh, get sorted container. That means list here. It is also returning none because it actually tempers the original one and give us the same thing. So as you can see, it returns us the list. So now when we are talking about reversing the list, uh, that means the list is also going to reversed. So if I used, you can say L1 dot reverse and run that. Sorry, again this time. So as you can see, our list actually got reversed in the position. Now this is the thing which can also be, you can say, done by doing something like column minus one. Now this also can stores a list, sorry, returns a list in the, you can say, reverse order. But there is quite a certain difference between them, and I will tell you about that. And that is, this does not tampers with the original list or original collection of the data, while this function actually tampers with the original data and modifies the same object and give us. So this is the difference between that. So the count gives us the count of occurrences, and the index is actually used to find the position. So to put it simply, if I just use print of count of, you can say, dot. So what it is going to return us? Let's say our string have. So I am going to just modify a string a little. This element is okay. So if I want to type the count of 2, so this can be done by using this count function. That how many times the actually the value is repeating itself in the, let's say if I write that many twos in here. So as you can see, this time the count of 2 increased because we have added more tools in it. Now, if I want to print the, what's they say, index, one dot index of what element that we want to see. So I want to start, I want the start index of 2. Let's say if I want to start index of 2, that means the first 2 appears at index 7. Now, there is one thing that you keep in mind, that if I put 7 here, that means start from the 7th index and then search the entire list, we get the 7 again because at the 7th index we get the value. But if I write 9 here, the value changes. Why is that? Because at the 9th index we still have 2. You can say 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9. Sorry, we have to take this 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9. So as you can see, these are the elements that got skipped, and the search algorithm actually starts from this two and start from up till the end. This is how it works. Now here are some dictionary method. So dot get we have seen, dot keys, dot values, dot items, update, pop. So let me just quickly grab a dictionary. What dictionary should I get? Let me just grab this one. So I'm going to create a dictionary first, and that is E. And let's say if I am working on with some code and I want to get all the keys, we can say all the identifier from the dictionary. So that can be done by using the keys value. So this time we get a key, and as you can see, the keys are actually wrapped inside the, we can say, method, which suggests that these values are actually the identifier in the dictionary. And in the similar way, we can also use a function known as values. Sorry, I believe I forgot to put comma here actually. So if I run values here, we get the values. And if I want to extract the, you can say, key and value pair together from a dictionary, we can do that by using the dot items function, which returns us the list of tuples, and the tuple is in the format that the first element of the tuple is actually the key and the second element of that tuple is actually the value. Now we have seen the update too. We are going to remove that. Now about the pop, it is going to just remove any, you can say, if I, you can say, e dot pop, and here is the key that I am going to pass, that is a. And if I want to print, you can say, e here, and as you can see, the a key value pair is actually removed, and that wraps up all the thing that we have seen. And this is the output of all the things we have actually done. So I will recommend you to run it yourself, and I will post the code in the GitHub. You can just visit my GitHub and search for the repository named Python clearly explained. Python explained clearly foundations, and you get the, you can say, code for everything that we have done up until now. And also from the GitHub, you can also fetch the code from C++. That's all. And this also marks the end of the foundation series. Now we are going to do 3 projects, and which are ATM code, calculator, and also statistical analysis tool without using inbuilt functions. So basically, we are going to compare the Python and C++ development cycle. So that's all for today.